All right, let's get to it. My little bubble. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Inner Circle of Goddess TV, and this is your girl, the one, the only, Emerald Goddess. You hear me? Anyways, I'm about to do a reaction video because today I was just scrolling on YouTube while I was at work, and I ran across, it just popped in my head. Look up how to know that you're a goddess. I just wanted to see what other people's perspectives was. And as you can see, this beautiful young lady, Miss Pravala, is here. That's who popped up. So I watched her videos, and I have a little skepticism about her perception of what a goddess is. So I'm going to do a reaction video. I just felt compelled to do so because I have different views. So this video gonna be a little lengthy. So put your seatbelt on and let's enjoy the ride. If you're here in the live, or if you pop up in the live or whatever during this broadcast, oh yeah, also I am way later than I said I was gonna be doing this live, but it's okay. That's what happens when you got stuff going on in your life, in your outside life, outside of YouTube life. You hear me? That's when you got a boyfriend that distracts you and stuff. Anyway, because at the end of the day, we're still all human. But let's get back to the video. I don't really like her perception of what a goddess is. So we're going to talk about. And I'm only going to touch base on 3 particular videos. Because this video going to be long anyway. I'm only touching base on 3 videos. It's going to be this one right here at the top. The second one right up underneath it. And then this one that says 5 signs you're a goddess, number 3. It's just these 3 videos. Number 1, number 2, and number 3, as you can see. Alright, let's get started.
Oh no, my castle's under attack!
Of course we gotta add.
I didn't really like it anyway. Yeah, let's abandon that. Brave me is gonna bravely run away like a cat.
Let me change my view. Now bear with me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you 5 signs that show you, that tell you that you are in fact a natural deity, a natural goddesses. That will be the subject of another video. And there are probably over 50 signs that I know of that tell you that you are a goddess. So the first sign is beauty, your report to beauty. Goddesses always feel beautiful, meaning when they're not wearing makeup, when they're sick, when they are wearing makeup, of course, they're always, it's not arrogance, it's just knowing that inner beauty, that inner sparkle resides inside of a goddess. And when I talk about beauty, I'm not talking about what media shows us as beauty. And that's probably going to be...
Now let me pause right there. I agree, but I also disagree, because some people ain't all, blessed in the beauty department, but that don't mean they're not a goddess. You should know yourself to be beautiful, period. No matter how you look to other people, you should know yourself to be beautiful, period. And so I can agree that a goddess does feel like she's beautiful inside and out. I can agree with that, but, looks and all that don't define whether you are a god or a goddess. But let's continue.
The second sign, but in fact, goddesses tend not to follow trends. Okay? Beauty is considered to be a sacred ritual. So,
okay, now on the not following trends thing, some goddesses start their own trend. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to my point in a minute. I just want y'all to hear hers too, but I'm still gonna put my input because this is a reaction video. Let's continue.
When a goddess does her hair, when a goddess takes a bath, when a goddess even takes medication, everything in the goddess life is a succession of rituals, because the connection to divinity, the connection.
Okay, that's funny that she said that everything in a goddess's life is a succession of rituals. Well, guess what? As human beings, we have a succession of rituals every day. Everybody has their own ritual that they do every day. So that doesn't define whether you're a goddess or not. People have rituals and don't know they have rituals. Oh, this is what I do every day. This is something I do habitually. It's technically your ritual. Let's continue.
To the invisible is so innate and constant that a goddess knows, without even putting words to it, that everything she does is an act of gratitude, an act of blessing, and an act of manifestation. If, for example, it is not natural for you to care for yourself, say when you do your hair, if it's something that you just want to get done with, make it quick, and then go, that's probably a sign that you are not a goddess. It doesn't mean that you're not something else, because everyone on this planet is.
First of all, if you just running around here with your head everywhere and all that, looking out any old kind of way and you don't care, that's just you being down at the time. You know, there's reasons why people don't. What they do to get up and go method and all that stuff there. Because all the stress is a lot of that. But that doesn't mean you're not a goddess or a god. I'm going to get to my point after all this, y'all. I'm telling you. Let's continue.
An incarnation of something, but you are probably not a goddess. Goddesses love rituals, and they know that everything that we do is the material manifestation of something that comes from the invisible and that is sacred. So second thing, goddesses are naturally fascinating. It could be in your family, in your community, online, which is becoming very popular nowadays. Goddesses will fascinate you, whether you actually like them or not. And what's very interesting with goddesses.
Let's run that back real quick.
Is the soul. Goddesses will fascinate you, whether you actually like them online, but you are probably not a goddess. Goddesses love rituals, and they know that everything that we do is the material manifestation of something that comes from the invisible and that is sacred. So second thing, goddesses are naturally fascinating.
So coming into your godlyhood, this is what I'm just going to interpret for that. Coming into your godlyhood is knowing. Let me get her to repeat that. Hold on, because I'm telling you, when I was watching this, I just had to.
And they know that everything that we do is the material manifestation of something that comes from the invisible and that is sacred.
So we know everything is one. Everything comes from the creator of all things. And that thing resides in you. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna get to my point in a minute, y'all. Because her definition of what a goddess actually is, a goddess incarnate. How can you take these little characteristics that you got and say that these are only the characteristics of a goddess, and that if you don't have these characteristics, you're not a goddess, you're an incarnate or something else? Ma'am. Let's continue. Let's listen to hers. Let me quit interrupting this girl. But y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all. Whew, and anybody that thinks as deeply as I do, y'all probably already know where I'm finna go with this. But let's continue.
So second thing, goddesses are naturally fascinating. It could be in your family, in your community, online, which is becoming very popular nowadays. Goddesses will fascinate you, whether you actually like them or not. And what's very interesting with goddesses is the soul connection with people, with their tribe, is so deep that many people will like them or love them or.
So when you come into your godlyhood, when you finally embrace your status as a goddess, sister, yes, you will be fascinating to people in two ways, good and bad. One would be envy, the other would be of, love and admiration. But let's continue.
Be intrigued by them, curious about them, about how they live their lives. They want to know, who they are, what they do in their downtime, and things like that. And on the opposite end, goddesses could tend to stir up feelings, emotions in people. It's such a shock for some people that the only way for them to translate that feeling that they don't understand is by disliking the goddess, just judging her, having harsh, mean comments, trolling on the goddess. So it's not because you're a goddess that everyone is going to love you. Most likely, deep down, some people might feel as though.
So just you being a person in general, everybody ain't gonna like you. It don't matter if you a goddess or a god. But being a goddess or a god, you were born with that birthright. You just need to come into it because that knowledge, the knowledge we once had, was stripped from us. So we learning to be our godly selves again. But let's continue.
There's something about you, and it creates ego-led emotions like envy, jealousy, anger. Why do all these people like her? Kind of feelings. What does she have that I don't have? Kind of feelings. So it's not just about how you are physically. And I talked about the inner beauty. The fact that you are convinced that you. It's not even being convinced. I think that you deeply, profoundly know that you are beauty. We're talking about a spiritual, universal grasp of what beauty is. In many.
See, I feel her on that. Now, also, I do want to let y'all know that this not going to totally be me bashing her and that. It's just parts of what she say that I'll be like, what? But we'll get to the points. But I do agree with her on that one. She pretty much said what I said earlier. But yeah, let's continue.
Cases you will see a goddess and feel like, I don't even know what does she have that I don't. She may not be physically fit or physically based on standards beautiful in your eyes, but she may be attracting everyone. All the guys may want to be with her, all the girls may want to be her friends. So there's just something about her that makes her magnetic. Third sign that you know that you are a goddess is that you are a free spirit. You're one of a kind. You don't look or act or think like anyone else. You don't fit in a box. You don't want to be in a box. You are.
So she basically explaining who a spiritual person is. A person that's coming into their spirituality, getting to know themselves, basically. I'm telling you, I don't wholeheartedly disagree with everything, but there's parts of what she said that I don't agree with.
Are naturally a leader. You're born to be a guru. You're born to have a tribe, to have followers. It is not anything bad. It is the natural order of things, I want to say. Because a leader is naturally here to serve. Just like her followers, her tribe, is also here to learn from her.
Now, when she says this, I kind of feel like she kind of contradicts herself. Because there's one point I know I saw her say that a goddess. Y'all, sorry for all the noise in the background. My boyfriend washing dishes. So if y'all hear that, I'm sorry. But yeah, she said I don't know if it was in the comment or in the video, she kind of contradicts herself. She says a goddess doesn't do labor. But then she says this.
Sophistication is naturally here to serve, just like her followers,
Is
her
naturally
tribe
here to serve.
is also here.
Naturally here to serve. I believe if you're serving somebody, you're doing some type of labor. It doesn't have to be physical labor, but you're doing some type of labor. Serving and labor is pretty much almost the same thing. So specify, clarify what you really mean by like the difference of serving and labor. But let's continue.
To learn from her. Sophistication sends you back to the beauty aspect and the sacred aspect of the way a goddess carries herself. Even though she may have humble beginnings on this earth experience, she knows she has that natural ability to stand out, to be one of a kind, to never follow trend, to never ever be a follower.
I can agree with that, but some people have to grow into that. That does not mean you're not a goddess.
Come on.
I still disagree with the way
Come
she's
on.
describing being a goddess. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Goddess will never, ever, ever be a follower. She is most likely rebellious. It doesn't mean that she's
And sometimes to become a leader, you gotta be a follower. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't. Just because you don't start off as a leader, don't mean you're not you're not a goddess. Like, you gotta start somewhere. Sometimes you grow up in an environment where you're not really sure who you are. You probably have an inkling. Let me share my story real quick before we continue. I've always thought differently from everybody else. I've always felt differently and looked at the world differently and knew that I was different. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know what that difference was. You had to learn that from somewhere. Let's continue.
or that she has these kind of pejorative, dark, not dark. Darkness is actually something that's very good, but low energies.
Sorry, y'all. My boyfriend just put the dish up super loud. So I'm going to go back for that one because I didn't even hear it.
Never gets to low energies, but she's rebellious. Not dark. Darkness is actually something that is very good, but low energies.
I agree with her on the darkness part, but let's continue.
She never gets to low energies, but she's rebellious in the fact that she allows herself to think outside of the box. And I'm putting sophistication with another aspect, which is that she always carries something on top of her hair, on top of her head. Now you're going to think, okay, but there are so many women who now wear wigs, weaves, braids, just like I'm doing right now, head wraps, scarves.
I'm going to put this input on this one because I feel strongly about this. The head wrap, scars, okay, cool, whatever. But you don't have to. My boyfriend doesn't understand putting up dishes quietly because he's over there with his headphones in his head. Y'all excuse my video. He must have forgotten I'm going live and he over there making tons of noise. So sorry, YouTubers. You're loud.
I am.
You know I'm going live, right? This is in the video. All that all that clacking you over there doing is in the video. Don't you even dare. Well, I did tell y'all I wasn't going to edit nothing, and this is live. I ain't finna pretend for nobody, but he made me lose my train of thought, so let's continue.
Etc., etc. You have to make a distinction. You have to distinguish between a woman who will wear a protective style.
All right, that brought me back. Okay. The headwears and all that, that does not define whether you are a goddess or not. I don't think that does, because all kinds of women wear head wraps and stuff, and then some women wear head wraps for certain different reasons, all that there, but that doesn't define whether or not you're a goddess. If you want to know what your real crown is, your real head wrap, your hair. This is your crown. Your hair is your crown. But let's continue.
As a way to hide herself. Whether it's a nun who just has to wear a scarf because that's how they teach her modesty, someone who does it for religious purposes, following what everyone else is doing, or women who wear weaves or wigs to hide their hair. Okay? These are women who are going to see protective styling as a way to make their life easier or as a way to copy other people. So a goddess doesn't do it for that reason. Goddesses wear things on top of their head because it is what used to distinguish us from regular people. It is what shows to the universe and to the people.
Ma'am, regular people wear head wraps. And what would you define as regular? What is regular in this world? What actually is normal? I used to always think about that. Let me know down in the comment section if y'all ever think that too. Like, what the? Okay, I ain't got no comments up in here right now, but let's continue. Let's continue.
Around us, to our community, our royal bloodline. A goddess will wear a protective style because it enhances her mood, her emotions, the way she feels that day, whether she feels combative, whether she feels seductive, whether she wants to be in meditation or prayer. Her protective style is a way for her to be assertive about the actual energy that surround her on that specific day. That's why you will see a lot of goddesses changing up their protective styles all the time. Some of them will have even different styles on each day of the week. They will not wear...
Sweetheart, none of that defines. The head wrap, the scars does not define whether you're a goddess or not. It doesn't. I can't agree with that part. Because regular people do that. There's cultures that does that. What are you talking about? That is their culture too. That doesn't, and then that doesn't exclude the ones that are in religious groups from being goddesses, because maybe they don't even know themselves yet. But one day, this world will become on one accord like it once was at one time. Because I do believe it did happen. But let's continue.
Because they want to hide their bad hair on the bad hair day. Because in reality, goddesses never have bad hair days. Goddesses, like I told you, love themselves so much.
That is not true. But even on your bad hair day, you still feel beautiful. The fuck? That doesn't make any sense to me. Goddesses don't have bad hair days. What? Do you mean that in the sense that even when her hair is all over her head, she still feels beautiful? Tell me if that's what you meant by this. Because I'm quite sure you'll probably run across this video.
Know about how beautiful they are so much, so deeply, that even on a day where most people will see her and think she's having a bad day, that may even be the day that she shows her real hair, because she doesn't see it that way, because she doesn't wear a protective style because she wants to hide. If on a specific day she wants to be herself, pure, natural, naked, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, she will wear her hair out without even styling it, without wearing makeup, because For her, beauty is not about the way people perceive her. For her, beauty is a way of expressing who she is naturally. It is also directly linked to the crown chakra, to the relationship we have with the above, with the invisible realm.
Okay, with her saying to a goddess, her natural beauty is her way of expressing herself. Well, her beauty is a way of expressing herself naturally and all that. I can agree with that. In the natural sense, I can agree with that. Being in your natural self and you feel beautiful when you're in your natural self. I can agree with that. But let's continue.
This is the way we show how we feel, like I said, on the inside, so that people on the outside will understand the energy that she has. So this is the easiest way for a goddess to express her royalty. So I leave it here for now because, like I said, there are other signs that show that you are a goddess.
All right, let's go to the next one. Gonna flip now. Well, all right, go to the next one. Number 2. Ads, y'all. I ain't getting paid for no ads. Speed past it.
My first video was 5 signs that show that you are a goddess. I told you list all of the attributes that confirm that you are indeed a goddess incarnated into this planet. If you watched the first video and you saw that, confirm and pass the test as a goddess, and
Pass the test as a goddess. Now that's the part of the video I was like, what? Sweethearts, it's your birthright. You just need to know who you are. You need to realize who you are. She keeps talking about regular people tapping into God's energy. You already are a goddess. See, that's the type of stuff I look at as creating separation, bro. Let's continue, though.
if you don't, then no worries. The point really is that each of us should be here to inspire one another, so you can definitely use goddess characteristics in order for you.
See, that's what I'm talking about, goddess characteristics. If you tap into goddess energy, that energy is already in you, sister. You tapping into your own energy. You are a goddess. No list of shit can tell you whether you are or are not a goddess. The fuck? Excuse my language, but let's continue.
To manifest like a goddess, because goddesses are the best manifestors. So today I start with the first characteristic.
We all can manifest. We can all manifest. Now, the best manifestors are people who realize their power and start to put it into practice and put it to use. Those are the best manifestors. You have to learn that from somewhere. But let's continue.
Which is a physical trait, a physical attribute, and it's your skin. A goddess skin is very particular in that when you look at it directly from the sun, you will see that your skin sparkles. It actually has.
Now, I will agree with her on that one. But that's when you're coming, when you really realize who you are and your DNA starts to transform and shit. Like, we are all upgrading. Like I've been saying in my other videos. We're going through an upgrade, bro. But, like, when you really awaken, like, you start to change. You glow more and stuff like that. I'll agree with her on that.
Micro glitter, and it's sun reflective. Okay, It's nothing like, it's not like you should look like a disco ball, not at all. But the more empowered, the more in alignment you are with your true essence as a goddess, and the shine.
And that goes for everybody. I'm just pitching in, I'm giving my input, I'm giving my perspective and stuff like that. Because I was gonna wait a little bit throughout, but I'm just gonna go on and let it hang out. Shit. Excuse my language. For those who don't like cussing, I'm just gonna go and let it hang out. Oh, also, because I know some people are going, oh, you cussing. That does not mean I'm not a goddess, darling. Cut it out. Y'all tripping. Y'all be doing too much. But yeah, I can agree with her on the glow and coming into your goddesshood, You realize who you truly are, You begin to glow.
The more sparkle you actually can see on your skin.
Once you grow spiritually.
Sometimes even if you're able to really practice and see aura, you can see the rainbow on your skin. So it's no wonder why you see a lot of these high luxury brands or celebrities coming up with fragrances and cosmetics about the glow or about the sparkle or about the glitter. It is directly inspired from goddesses. Second physical attribute of the goddess, it's the attention she puts on her hair. Whether she knows it or not, a goddess will naturally spend a lot of time doing her hair, perfecting her hair, taking care of her hair. And that is because of the direct link of the crown chakra with the celestial realm. So goddess is really happy, aligned.
I do agree with that one. I do believe, once you do grow spiritually and you get to know yourself better, you do start taking better care of yourself, period. Or you already do it. Take care of yourself. You already do. But even if you are a woman who likes to pick up and go and you don't do very much to your hair, you just do a little bit of something to your hair, but you still take care of it, you still a goddess. Now, I wouldn't say you have grown into your goddesshood if you just walk around with your hair nappy and splotchy and everywhere. No, I wouldn't say that then. But like I said, all that stuff don't define whether or not you're a god or a goddess. But let's continue.
If she's manifesting like she should, her hair should be an important attribute of her beauty, something that you see and that you notice. One way.
But yes, you do. Your hair does become more important. I just believe that. That's just my perspective.
You can also see that you are a goddess is the fact that goddesses don't like cheap stuff. Goddesses don't.
That's not true. I don't agree with that. Period. She's gonna go on to say something about quality and something of that nature or whatever, but I don't agree with that. What you buy and how much it costs does not matter. What I believe, a goddess, a person that has come into their godlyhood or goddessness or whatever you want to call it, that person doesn't really think about material things. Yes, she's gonna look for something of quality. Any woman will want something of quality, but all that cheap, goddesses don't like cheap stuff. That's not true. That doesn't define whether you're a goddess or not. What you buy. But let's continue.
Low quality stuff that's on sale. Liking high quality things doesn't mean at all that. It looks like this is like good quality things. Like they don't like thrift.
She was too worried about herself in that moment. We not here for that. Let's go on to what she think about goddesses.
Shopping, unless they're really searching for antique things of high value, things that are rare. They won't go outlets and look for high brands for less. A goddess will be able to buy an item that's very unexpensive.
Hello, the one person that's in
Go
here.
to the most sophisticated place where everyone has high-end, high luxury fashion, and yet she would look the most stunning in the room. Goddesses are not followers, so even if they see or
All right, check this out. When you raise in vibration, coming into your godlyhood, you will stand out. You will catch the most attention in the room. You know you will stand out. But let's just rewind that real quick.
hear about
Let's go back.
fashion, and yet she would look the most stunning in the room. Look for high brands for less. A goddess will be able to buy an item that's very unexpensive, go to the most sophisticated place where everyone has high-end, high luxury fashion, and yet she would look the most stunning in the room. Goddesses are not.
So I believe that, but you ain't. Let's put it like that. Let's put it like this. She had a good point right there. But it doesn't have to be like, it could be something cheap and you can go in a high-end, high luxury place and still be the most stunning in the room because you're vibrating high. Your vibration is high. You know what I'm saying? It's all frequency. But let's continue.
Followers. So even if they see or hear about, this bag is this purse is in high fashion, everyone is having it, they see tons of pictures about it, a goddess will buy it. If she can afford it, she will buy it just because she likes it too, not because other people recommended her to buy it. A goddess, a real goddess, would go to the point of not even purchasing the item, even if she likes it, just because she can look like other people. This is how extreme goddesses are, because they are true to their nature. Real goddesses also have tons and tons of talents.
Getting to know who you truly are is what really defines you as a goddess. But we're going to keep on listening to her perspective. There's some parts I agree with, and there's some parts I'm just like, nah, my dude. Let's continue. I'm telling you, this going to be long. So if you in for the long haul, I appreciate you tuning in. I sure do. Because I have one more video after this one, too. But let's continue.
Naturally, they're very good at many things, from being very artistic. Many goddesses know how to draw very naturally. It comes naturally without really putting much effort to it. Many goddesses are very good in school, even though
if you're not good at drawing, that does not mean you're not a goddess. She's saying like to me, I think she's just giving her perspective of what she thinks a goddess is, because that's how she defines herself. But hey, people tend to reflect their ideas of themselves onto other people. So hey,
most goddesses are not interested in standard schooling. Most may even be bored at school, but it's very simple, very easy for them. Doesn't need to sit for a long time to understand something, and that's again a direct reflection of the connection with the invisible, with the ability to download information directly, with being in alignment, actually being able to realign our own chakra system so that clairvoyance is there, communication is there.
And you're describing coming into spirituality. That's not just being a goddess. I'm starting to feel like your way of viewing a goddess is just explaining a person who is coming to their spirituality. But let's continue.
And the fifth sign that you are a goddess is that you are very, very, very bad at organizing, at logistics. Anything that is related to organizing, planning, things of that nature. Because goddesses are...
That's not true. Let's repeat that though, because I can't believe. When I watched it the first time, I couldn't believe. But I'm going to run it back for y'all.
Beings that are catered to in the mythology and the legends and here on earth. So before even coming here,
Oh Lord, now my stuff buffing.
of that nature. Because goddesses are beings that are catered to in the mythology and the legend. And the fifth sign that you are a goddess is that you are very, very, very bad at organizing, at logistics. Anything that is related to organizing, planning, things of that nature. Because goddesses are beings that are catered to in the mythology and the legends and here on earth. So
Okay. Even if you're not catered to, darling, that does not exclude you from being a goddess. Organizing and all that, there are some very organized goddesses out there, sis. So that does not verify that you're a goddess if you're not very organized. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not all that organized, but I'm not gonna look at a sister that's extremely organized and say, oh sis, you not organized, you ain't no goddess. That's bullshit. Excuse my language. Sorry for the people that don't like cussing, but I'm sorry, I curse. Like I can't agree with that. Like, no. But hey, whatever.
before even coming here, goddesses will have contracts with their soulmates so that when they come here, each of them serve.
What she means by that, for those of y'all that don't really understand, y'all don't think very deeply, you know what I'm saying? Because some people think deeper than others, so they won't get that soul contract, your soulmates. They're like, oh, because you know some people think you're only supposed to have one soulmate. No, you have many. You only got one twin flame, but you have many soulmates. So yeah, soulmates aren't always someone you have a romantic relationship with. So that's basically what she means. But let's continue.
Their own dharma, their own life purpose. So many times you would see a goddess having as a life partner or husband, boyfriend, whatever, someone who's very organized, someone who's actually her opposite, someone who's maniac about being clean, someone who likes process. If she's really in alignment, if she is living her true essence, who she is, she would most likely have help, house help, like maids, a cook, or personal.
I don't think that, to me, that's saying a person is lazy. So you're saying a goddess is lazy. That's not true. Not even if you are lazy, sis, that doesn't exclude you from being a goddess. Okay, not all goddesses have people doing stuff for them and catering. Not all of them do. Some of them would rather do their own cooking. A goddess don't cook. What? That is not true at all. Let's continue.
Chef coming at home or buying from a nice catering place that delivers to her home all the time, that end up even knowing her name because she's a very, very good client. She would most likely have a PA, personal assistant, or 2 or 3, depending on how high ranking she ends up being, because labor is not what a goddess is here to do.
I told you she said that, y'all. She said labor is not what a goddess is here to do. But she said in the other video that a goddess is here to serve. Which one is it, sis? Alright, let's go to the next one. The last one I'm going to do. I'm not going to make this too long. This is already long. Like I said, I don't totally disagree with it, but I don't agree. Let's go to number 3.
as part of you, and for at
Let's
least
go back because I was
200 to
watching this at
300
work, y'all.
years. I'm talking about the new goddesses.
Okay, let's run that back and play.
Hello, my beauties. Welcome to my channel. I am Miss Pravala. I'm headed
Okay, we know who
that
it is.
tell you that you are a goddess. First thing first, a goddess, a real goddess incarnate, falls on.
A real goddess incarnate. I gotta get on that one. When I heard that, a real goddess incarnate. We are all goddesses incarnate, sisters, ladies. We are all. We just gotta learn. The ones that ain't learning, they ain't meant to learn yet. It's not their time. It's not their time to learn yet. But we are all, that's your birthright, sis. Sweetheart, darling, my darling sisters. That's your birthright. What is she talking about? Real goddess incarnates. I feel like this. You're not a goddess if you don't know yourself yet. You can't proclaim yourself a goddess until you truly know who you are. That's what I feel. That's just my opinion. You can agree or disagree, but that's my opinion. Ain't no such thing as a real goddess incarnate. But let's continue.
The numerology number 1. Okay, so if you do your numerology, it's basically adding your date of birth, the date.
Numerology does not define whether or not you are a goddess. If your life path number is 1, if she's gonna say if your life path number is 1, then that means you're a goddess. If your life path number is whatever number, sweetie, you're a goddess. But let's continue.
The month and the year, and you should come up with number 1. Okay, so this is what makes us very rare.
Because my life path number is 5. Darling, I'm still a goddess. What are you talking about? Your life path number, that does not define whether or not you're a goddess. It does not. And I will not agree with that one. No, that one's wrong. You're wrong about that. Now you're just trying to break it down to a set few. Everybody's life path number ain't 1. And they can still harvest all the other attributes that you try to say defines what a goddess is and who a true goddess incarnate is. But this one here definitely is wrong. Let's continue.
Because just like any kind of number, it's like poker game. You can't necessarily.
Side note, if y'all want to go check her out and whatever you want to do, like, go ahead. Because I do realize she got her advertising all over the place. Hey, check her out. Do what you do. I ain't no hater. This is not for no hate and this ain't for no clout. This is just to give my opinion to a sister that pretty much has her mindset that this is exactly what a goddess is. And she's not 100% right, and I feel like I need to make a video about it. So let's go.
Really determine that.
Even though some of y'all will feel that she is 100% right, but that's on you. Believe what you want to believe. Take it or leave it. It's whatever resonates with you, sister girl. Sweet honey child. Let's go.
You're going to be a 2, a 3, a 6, a 5, etc., etc. So as goddesses, we are under number 1, which is going to determine how we live our lives, which is pretty much as singular beings. Goddesses don't like crowds unless they.
I can agree with her on the crowd thing, but I'm a life path number 5. But that doesn't mean that if you like crowds, you're not a goddess. That does not mean that. I keep telling y'all over and over, like, you were born a goddess. Like, you just need to learn who you are. You wasn't just sent here to become a goddess. You had to learn. You got things to learn. Goddesses are not exempt from a lesson. Let's continue. Girl, why is you bothering me?
Unless they give a conference or unless they're separate from the crowd. What would happen many times is that if you go somewhere, maybe to a concert, by luck, someone would pull you and put you in a VIP spot or in a spot where you are privileged. It happens naturally. You don't have to look for it. In class, at school.
Sweetie, if you don't get pulled in VIP, that does not mean you're not a goddess. Also, I'm not saying it ain't never happened to me before, because it has a lot of times. So she could be right about that. But at the same time, sweetie, even if you don't get pulled into a VIP or whatever, that does not mean you're not a goddess, darling. Let's continue.
Most likely you probably be alone, sitting alone. Again, it's very random. It just happens like that because of our energy. You don't have many friends.
Sweetie, if your energy is vibrating high, period, you will attract people to you. Hell, when your energy is vibrating low, you will attract people to you. But let's continue.
A few good friends. You don't like to go to places where.
I kind of agree with her on the friend thing. So I can agree with her right there. Because I don't have friends like that myself. I don't really vibe with friends like that, you know. We gotta be really close and really, 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 really like click for me to just be your friend. And I only do that with very few people. Very few. I'm not gonna say no names. They know who they are. And I love y'all if y'all watching this. Or if y'all watch this later, because there's only one person in my life right now. But let's continue.
You mix up with other energies. A few good friends. You don't like to go to places where you mix up with other energies. Unless you go to a goddess gathering, you go to a place where you know that you're going to be surrounded by people who are like you.
Here's another part where I feel like, sweetie, you're just talking about people who have come unto their spirituality. You know what I'm saying? People who are spiritual, in a sense, like to be around other people that are like-minded. So, you know, that doesn't just verify whether or not you're a goddess. You know? Because people want to be around like-minded people, period. That's a human thing. That's not just goddesses and people who realize who they really are, because we are all one. But we're going to continue.
Or who aspire to be like you. I don't want to sound arrogant or anything like that. I'm not saying that goddesses are better than other types of incarnates. I'm just saying that this is how we naturally are. Now I'm going to talk about bloodline. Bloodline is very important. You belong to a family where.
Before she get to talking about the bloodline, Luna, get down. Before she get to talking about the bloodline. See, my cat is like all over my vibe right now, y'all. I apologize. Let me go back because she making me lose my train of thought.
A lot.
All right,
Not
come on.
arrogant or anything like that. I'm not saying that goddesses are better than other types of incarnates. I'm just saying that this is how we naturally are. Now I'm going to talk about bloodline. Bloodline is very important.
Some people have to grow into their goddessness. You know what I'm saying? Some women have to grow into that because they grew up in very hard situations. Their family life wasn't always good. Like their environment did not always teach them who they were. They grew up not knowing who they truly were. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, some of those little attributes of not want to be around people and stuff like that, those can be natural things, but you know, there's a lot of things some people have to grow into. But that still doesn't say whether or not a person is or isn't a god or a goddess. I'll keep putting God in this because you know what I'm saying? These attributes can relate to men too. Like, but let's continue.
You belong to a family where a lot of people have psychic abilities, divination, interpretation of dreams, reading.
Bloodline. That does not define whether, because all of our bloodline says that we are gods and goddesses. We are all, come on now, like, let's continue.
Shells, reading coffee, astro.
You are not the flesh, you are the spirit. We are all divine beings. Remember that.
Traveling. These are your support system people. So if you have sisters, a lot of goddesses have a lot of sisters. Goddesses are
Now, right there, I do have a lot of sisters. I know of my best friend of mine, she has some sisters. So, yeah, so I can kind of agree with that. I can kind of see that, but still, no. Even if you don't have a lot of sisters, sweetheart, that doesn't mean you're not. That don't mean you're not a goddess, darling. If you just got all brothers, sweetie, that does not say you are not a goddess. Most goddess, no. It doesn't matter if you have all sisters. That doesn't define whether or not you're a goddess. But like I said, I don't completely disagree with it, but I just don't. I don't like the way she's wording it. Let's put it like that. I don't agree with the way she's wording it. And some of what she's saying is just no. Let's continue.
about sisterhood, but only one of them is a goddess. The other ones have other attributes, but
I don't care what you define yourself as. You want to call yourself a unicorn? You want to call yourself a fairy? In my eyes, that's still a form of a goddess. You're still a goddess, darling. Period. That there are very, very many different types of goddesses. Yes, we can say that. But there is not one woman that exists, especially my black sisters. Now, I'm not saying that to be racist. I am not racist in one way, shape, or form. But my black sisters, a lot of us don't know ourselves, especially y'all. Y'all are goddesses. And if you don't have some of these attributes, that's not saying you are not a goddess. You ain't just no ordinary person. If you are coming into your spirituality, learning that you are God and everything is one, you're a goddess, baby. But let's continue.
only one is a goddess. It is passed on from generation to generation. That's how you know for sure you're a goddess or you're in a goddess family. Again, about bloodline, another thing is you in your blood have all types of continents, people, represented. You should have at least Asia, Europe, and Africa, because these are the old continents.
All of us got Africa in us. I don't care where you from. This was once a big place called Pangea, or whatever you. I believe that's the name of the big ass continent before it even was called Africa, Asia, China, and all that. At one point in time, all this stuff was one thing, one big ass continent. You feel me? So all of us have Africa in us. Because really that's where civilization was said to have started. In Africa. You might have a very thin slice of it. But all of our lineage comes from those places. If you trace our DNA back, way back, before so-called Adam and Eve and all that, it's scientifically proven. It's proven. But you could believe what you want to believe. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Let's continue.
Of course, being the oldest. So, as a goddess, you should represent, because of
That's right,
you're part of
yeah.
the cosmos, you are a universal being, and you're also here to learn.
Y'all, my cat is over here talking to me. She going hen. Yeah, say hey to everybody. She wants some attention, y'all. But she agreed with me, y'all. Let's go.
From the teachings of all these different civilizations. So it is in your blood to be mixed. Mixed, I'm not saying just black and white or Asian and white and all that. I'm saying that you have all blood types as part of you, and for at least 200 to 300 years. I'm talking about the new goddesses. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and the fifth signs I'm going to talk about today is that you love staying in the dark. Even before you think about training yourself.
Sweetie, even if you don't like the dark, even though that is something of mine, that's an attribute of mine, I agree with that. But even if you don't like staying in the dark, darling, that does not mean you're not a goddess. This is really the sole purpose of me making this reaction video, because I just have to give my opinion on camera. I'm not gonna just leave it in the comments. I'm also gonna make a video. Yes, I commented. And yes, this video is old. It's from 2017, but I had to say something. Because all that, there's a way. Knowing who you truly are is enough to tell you are a goddess, darling. And if you're willing to learn how to carry yourself and take care of yourself and love yourself, then that defines if you're a goddess. Now, if you're just down on your luck and you don't want to do nothing to fix it, you don't want to put forth the effort to manifest good into your life and wealth into your life, you don't want to manifest your life, and you don't believe that you can manifest your life, you don't believe that you can change things around, then no, you're not a goddess or a god. But let's continue.
In meditation or doing spiritual work, you love being in the dark. You love staying in the dark, in dark rooms. You love laying down outside under the moon.
I can agree with her on that one. I can. That's anybody that's in tune with nature. It's anybody that's in tune with the all, with the one creator, with earth, with everything, you know? That's anybody that's tapped in. But let's continue.
You love walking in the park when there's nobody around at night, like very late at night. It is because
I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? This is how she captured you. This is something I've done. I used to always walk around by myself at night with no one around. I still kind of do it now. But time changed. But I still pretty much walk around. I like to be in the dark and all that. I can agree with that. I can resonate with that. But still, in my opinion, that does not define whether or not you're a god or a goddess. Some people just love the sun. I love the sun and the moon. I like to be out in the dark and I love to be out in the sun. I like both. So it doesn't matter. That don't technically define whether you're a god or a goddess, but okay.
As goddesses, we belong to, again, the cosmos. We manifest.
We all belong to the cosmos. We're spiritual beings. We have certain particles in our DNA that is the same as stardust. You feel me? We all belong to the cosmos.
In the energy of the dark, black energy, energy of the cosmos, energy of water. It is black. It is not about, I'm not talking about dark magic or anything like that. I don't actually even consider, good or bad magic. Magic is just what you do with it. You love being in the dark. Your muse or your muses usually come visit you in the dark, and you have, when
I can agree with her. Magic is what you do with it. You can use it for good, you could use it for bad. Light, dark magic. Dark energy, negative energy is not always bad. Let's get to it. We've been taught wrong, y'all. We've been taught wrong. Because the negative is the receiver. You feel me? So that's why they classify females as the negative energy. But what they taught you what negative was not technically the truth. So like I said, don't take my word for it. Go do your research. But let's continue.
when it's very late at night and you have your best ideas, you download your best ideas when it's very late.
That's any of us. But women are, or the more feminine energy. It doesn't even just have to be a woman. The more feminine energy, we are attracted to the night. A lot of us are attracted to the night. But then you have some that are not. But that does not classify. I said that wrong. That does not verify whether or not you are a goddess. What verifies that for you? Your birthright. Let's continue.
At night, it is your nature to create in the dark. So I will end the video here.
I'm going to end it here too. All right. Put my own screen up as my backdrop. Know what I'm saying? While I do a quick talk real quick. If anybody has a comment, feel free to comment. Oh wait, there's only one person in here. Do you want to build real quick? You can see me live right now. Look at that. Look at that. Going live right now. All right. Anyways, let's build. Now, I feel like this, you know what I'm saying? She had some good points, and then she had a lot of points that was just like, what? So I could understand why people didn't really like her video or whatever. But my point of making this video is that we like to pinpoint what defines what a person is, you know what I'm saying? But true godliness is just knowing yourself, learning yourself, loving yourself, growing into what you truly are. And it's not just the flesh. You are more than the flesh. When you realize that and you realize you are one with everything that is in existence, because there is nothing outside of God. When you realize that, my dude, that's when you are a god or a goddess. And you start taking better practices to take care of yourself. Take better care of yourself. You meditate more. And you stop just taking what you hear and running with that shit. You actually analyze it. You actually look into it. You actually study. To be a good leader, you got to know how to be a good follower too. All these people and all this illusion of separation ain't here for nothing. It's to teach you something. You're always here to learn. And when you grasp that you don't know everything and you got a lot to learn, you go out there and you absorb that knowledge, that's you coming into your godlyhood. But I just looked that up today just because I was curious of somebody else's perspective. Look at my phone about to go dead. That was just in time, y'all. I was curious of someone else's perspective. And I had something to say about it. I didn't really agree with everything. But hey, it is what it is. So I appreciate y'all for, well, you and everybody else that's going to watch this after it's over being live. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm sending y'all energies of abundance, wealth, love, and prosperity. And know that you are a God and a goddess. Peace, love, and light. Y'all have a wonderful night. Blessings to everybody. It's midnight where I am. So I'm about to go ahead and finish doing what I was doing. I was going to cook, y'all. Yeah, it's late, but I'm about to cook. Goddesses do cook, darling. But yeah. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate you for tuning in. Peace and blessings. Bye. My cat will not stop attacking me in a lovely way. Good night, y'all. Emerald out.